Hello and welcome to the channel. So this week's video is about the frog terrariums. Haven't done much with the terrariums for a while, so we're doing some more planting. So we had a bit of a move around. I've got some new plants. We'll get those unboxed and planted and we'll show you guys the end results. Just realised why my microphone wasn't working earlier. Helps if you switch it on, doesn't it? So I had this box with some plants from Fantastic Frogs. Ordered it last Thursday evening and it's now Wednesday, so it's took a good while to get here, but to be fair to them, it does say they only post out on a Tuesday and Thursday. So with all that being said, let's get this open and we'll show you what this is going to be used for. So 3 plants for the terrarium. So we've got a Microsorum crocodilus. I'll have a look at that in a minute. An air plant, so a Tillandsia andriana, and as I say, I'll put these up, and the Paulownia pulcher. I really like these. They're I think they're going to give some good texture in. So these are going to go in here, and if we just move that out of the way a second. So up in that back corner I had a bromeliad, and I took that out, and I've got an inch plant at the back that's growing quite well. I've got a brom there that I probably need to move. My Pamela ficus, the creeping plant, it's still alive but isn't doing as well as it did in the other terrarium, and I did dig something out in that back corner, so I want to sort of add a bit more texture and a bit more cover in here, hence me getting those 3 plants. And I'm probably going to pin the air plant up here, but I may plant I did have not a begonia, Fittonia down there, but the Fittonia's not done well either, so bizarre, I don't know why. I'm going to use a bit of my own soil mix in this, I think, and sort of build the back up a little bit. But let's get planting and I'll show you the end result. So I've put the Tillandsia in place, and I think I'm going to move, see where the Fittonia's died off there. I think I'm going to take that Fittonia out completely and put in there the other begonia style plant, the Pultra, I think it's the Pultra, and then in that back corner I'm going to put the Crocodilus. So it's sort of a type of fern, but hopefully it will get some good cover up in that back corner for when we do get the frogs in. One of the things I do as well is I wash plants when I get them, and wash the roots, try and take as much of the soil medium that they come in off. You can't eliminate it really with plants unless you quarantine them or treat them, which you don't want to do because they're going into a frog tank, but it just reduces the chance of any pests, slugs, snails, stuff like that. But you do get them, and you can't sort of, you can't rule that out. So let's get these planted. So that's those planted in now. So it's type of fern, the Crocodilus I think it's Microsorum. So I haven't really done much. I've just moved stuff around a bit and planted so I've tried to move up the climbing plant, the Pamela, the Ficus Pamela, but it sort of dropped back down, and then I've put this, I think it's called a Paulownia. It's similar to a begonia, it's quite brittle, so you have to be really careful sort of pressing it into substrate, but hopefully that will sort of climb and work its way up that wall. The Tillandsia looks really nice up there, and if I sort of back out for you, I'll give you sort of an overall view of the terrarium. Let's move this house plant out of the way. So that's sort of what the terrarium is looking like, and I'm expecting that the right hand side, the fern, gets really big and sort of grows out and bushy and up towards the little branches up the top. That's my hope anyway, but we'll have to wait and see. I may end up, I really like that Tillandsia actually, but I may end up putting another little small round air plant up in that top bit of cork part there, and I need to think about putting something in that one, maybe a hanging plant, something that sort of grows down. My mum used to have one. Can't remember what it's called, but well, I'll have a look and we'll see what we can get in there. But as yet, no frogs. I'll give this a good water in and a mist down, and then we'll just need to get the frogs in once it's established. I may at some point put in some pothos, but it just grows big, and I don't know if it's too big for that terrarium. It might be okay up the back corner as long as I keep on top of it, but it is a lovely plant, the variegated one as well, that my good friend Rob gave me. So we might as well, while we're talking about this, go and take a look at the other terrarium as well then. Little frog down on the bark waiting for some dinner. So yeah, this one's sort of growing in quite nicely, and what I've done is I moved that little top plant there. What are they called? I want to say Bucephalandra, but they're not. I'll put the name up on screen. Can't remember the name of the type of plant. How bizarre is that? They're an epiphyte type plant, but I had that planted over in that back corner, and then the big green one of those actually was what came out of the hole in the other one. I've put a little wire clip on another type of air plant here, and my fern's all sort of growing in nice, but in here the Pamela, the Ficus Pamela that you can see, has grown everywhere, and my peace lily's growing in, but I probably need to add some worm castings over the top because it looks like it's a bit deficient, hence it being sort of light in colour, or it might just need better illumination, I'm not sure. And again in this one, the Photonia, although this was a red Photonia, it grew really well and then it just seems to have stopped, and I'm not 100% why. So if anyone that sort of keeps terrariums and frogs and stuff knows, let me know, because I'd be really interested in knowing that. But let's give you a sort of a full view of that. Starting to really grow in nicely, that is, and hopefully the other one will as well. And then final shot of the two together. So both of those are 45 by 45 by 45, believe it or not. One's they're both made by the same company, ExoTerra, but ExoTerra bought out a Frogs & Co brand. So the one on the right's Frogs & Co and the one on the left is ExoTerra. The one on the right's more designed for dart frogs and frog keeping, just by its design, but they're both as good as each other, and I've done well in the other one, so it might just be time and plant choice. Let's get these settled in anyway.